Bride-to-be Palak Panchamaya thought she'd already picked her dream dress. But after taking a closer look at their budget, Palak and her fiancé decided to make some savings, meaning another trip to the clothes rack.
Considering the market scenario right now, there is a little recession in India as well going on. So considering this starting phase, we've consciously tried to cut down on the cost by effectively 20-30%.
Indian weddings are renowned for being lavish, glitzy affairs, with hundreds or even thousands of guests partying for days on end. But despite being seen as recession-proof, the industry has also fallen victim to India's slumping economy.
Earlier it used to be a week-long weddings, has now been converted to just 1 or 1.5 day of wedding.
The entire family has been dreaming about her D-Day, one day when my child would get married, and they've been saving things for that day. This sector has had the major setback. The wedding size, which used to be 2,000 people, has been reduced to now 700, 800.
Scaling back on the big day can impact friendships and social standing. People who'd normally make the guest list now find themselves left off it. For another bride-to-be, Manvita Khurana, it's a real worry.
If all the businesses you look anywhere in India are down. So, that really affects each and every family. It doesn't only affect the bride and the groom, it also affects the siblings around, the relatives around, because then what happens, we start, cutting the cost down.
The picture-perfect wedding may be getting a slim down, but it's still sure to be full of all the colour and emotion that's the hallmark of any marriage in India.
Let's bring in Trishant Sidhwani. He's director at Dreamscraft, a wedding services company based in Mumbai. Trishant, glad you could join us. Now, due to the slowdown in the Indian economy, couples are having to cut back on their wedding expenses. How exactly are they going about doing this?
The entire economy is on a little bit of a slowdown, and I think it all ends up trickling into the wedding industry, not directly, but a little indirectly. So Indians in general are used to, saving money for their children's marriage. I think it's sort of in their blood to save money from the time a child is born for the grand celebrations of their kids' weddings. But what happens is that this money is actually not liquid always, right? I mean, it's always put in stocks, in real estate, or wherever else they might park that money. But then with the prices of everything going down, and that sort of money becomes non-liquidable after a point. So the funds that are deployed towards the wedding tend to go down, and we're seeing that happening in the wedding industry as well. So while people are taking their time to sort of invest they're taking the time to put money in say a 5-star hotel, and trying to keep their status intact. The other services within the wedding tend to get affected. So they would spend a little less money on, say, the decor aspect of it. They would probably reduce the amount of money that they spend on alcohol. They'd probably, take the lower end brands there. And then they'll probably go from an A+ artist to an A-lister or a B-lister artist to perform at their weddings. That's some place we're seeing the major impact coming in.
What does that mean for companies such as yours? Clearly, weddings are very important to Indians. Are you able to deliver the extravagance that people demand of you, but at a cheaper rate?
No, I don't think that is really possible, because what costs money, it costs money. So we have seen a cutback in terms of budget of every individual client from India. But how we have coped as a company is that we've sort of focused on doing a lot more weddings in quantity, and also focused on getting weddings from the overseas market into India. So we're focusing a lot on NRI weddings who are looking to come back to their roots to get married.
You spoke about quantity. I'd just like to sort of talk about that. Just so our viewers can get a clearer picture, what is the biggest wedding with the biggest number of people you all have ever organized?
So we've organized a wedding for 25,000 people as well. So I mean, that's just the quantum of people. So it's really not about how many people are actually part of the event. It's about how extravagant you can go to really create that experience for even 200 people. So we've had weddings where we've had only 200 people attending, but the scale of the wedding is it's massive. Like, I mean, when the artists are performing, it's like the kind of artists that perform at weddings these days are the kind who you would buy a ticket and go and watch at a concert. So that's the scale at which the weddings go in India.
Quite a scale. Trishant Sidhwani, thanks so much for laying it out for us.